Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Military Legends, where we dive deep into the history, structure, and operations of the world's most elite fighting forces. Today, we're dedicating an entire episode to one of the most respected and fearsome branches of the United States military, the United States Marine Corps, or simply the USMC. The Marines have built a reputation unlike any other. Their motto, Semper Fidelis, always faithful, represents their unwavering dedication to duty, country, and fellow Marines. They are the first to fight, the first to respond, and the first to adapt. But what makes the Marine Corps so unique? How did they establish their legendary status? And what does it take to earn the title of Marine? In this episode, we will uncover the origins, mission, and structure of the Marine Corps. We'll explore the rigorous training that transforms ordinary civilians into elite warriors, the rank system that defines their leadership, and the battles that have cemented their place in history. This is the story of the United States Marine Corps. To understand the Marine Corps of today, we must first travel back to the birth of the United States itself. The year was 1775, and the American colonies were preparing for war against Britain. On November 10th of that year, the Second Continental Congress authorized the formation of the Continental Marines. The location? A tavern in Philadelphia called Toon Tavern, a place that would forever be remembered as the birthplace of the Marine Corps. These early Marines were tasked with serving as sharpshooters aboard naval vessels and conducting amphibious raids. Their first battle took place in 1776 when they landed in the Bahamas to seize British military supplies. This mission set the precedent for what the Marines would become, a force capable of striking from the sea and taking the fight directly to the enemy. The Marine Corps operates as America's rapid response force. Unlike the Army, which is designed for sustained ground operations, or the Navy, which dominates the seas, the Marines specialize in amphibious warfare, striking from the sea, securing beachheads, and establishing a foothold for larger forces to follow. The Marine Corps is unique in that it operates under the Department of the Navy, but it functions as an independent branch. It is structured into four major components: the Fleet Marine Force, which conducts combat operations; the Marine Corps Reserve, which provides additional manpower when needed; the supporting establishment, which includes training facilities and logistics; and the Headquarters Marine Corps, where strategic decisions are made. Becoming a United States Marine is no easy task. The Marine Corps prides itself on having the most grueling and demanding basic training of any branch in the U.S. military. Marine Corps Boot Camp is designed to break down recruits, strip away their civilian mindset, and rebuild them into warriors, Marines who embody discipline, endurance, and unwavering commitment. Boot camp lasts for 13 weeks and takes place at two locations: Paris Island, South Carolina, for recruits from the eastern United States, and San Diego, California, for those from the West. From the moment recruits step off the bus, they are met with a harsh reality: the infamous drill instructors. Drill instructors are relentless. They push recruits beyond their limits, testing their mental and physical endurance. The goal is to strip away individual weakness and forge a team mentality. Recruits learn close order drill, marksmanship, and combat survival skills. Every day is a battle against exhaustion, self-doubt, and fear. The final test of Marine Corps Boot Camp is known as the Crucible. It is a grueling 54-hour exercise that pushes recruits to their absolute breaking point. Sleep-deprived, hungry, and physically exhausted, they march over 45 miles while completing combat scenarios and endurance challenges. Through the pain, they learn perseverance. Through exhaustion, they find resilience. And when they complete the final mission, they are rewarded with the title they have fought so hard to earn, the title of United States Marine. The Marine Corps follows a strict hierarchy of ranks, each carrying its own responsibilities and level of leadership. The ranks are divided into three main categories: enlisted Marines, warrant officers, and commissioned officers. At the bottom, we have the enlisted ranks, starting with private, then Private First Class, and Lance Corporal. These Marines are still learning and developing their skills. Moving up, we have the non-commissioned officers, corporals and sergeants who lead squads and mentor younger Marines. Then, we enter the staff non-commissioned officer ranks, staff sergeants, gunnery sergeants, and master sergeants, who take on larger leadership roles. At the top, we have the commissioned officers, lieutenants, captains, and colonels leading companies and battalions. And at the very highest level, we have the general officers, including the Commandant of the Marine Corps, the highest-ranking Marine in the entire service. The Marine Corps is not just a military branch, it is a legacy forged in battle. Throughout history, the Marines have proven themselves in some of the most intense and brutal conflicts ever fought. These battles have defined the Marine Corps, cementing their reputation as one of the world's most elite fighting forces. Let's take a look at some of the most legendary engagements in Marine Corps history. Our first stop is World War I, Belleau Wood, 1918. The Marines had only recently joined the war effort, but in just a few weeks, they would change the way the world saw them forever. The German army had launched an offensive toward Paris, and the Marines were tasked with stopping them. What followed was one of the bloodiest and most intense battles of the war. The Marines fought with relentless determination, charging through machine gun fire and brutal trench warfare. The battle raged for nearly a month. At one point, when ordered to retreat, a Marine captain famously responded, "Retreat? Hell, we just got here." This battle marked the moment when the world recognized the Marines as fearless warriors, and it was here that they earned the nickname Devil Dogs from the Germans. Fast forward to World War II, February 1945. The United States needed a foothold in the Pacific, and Iwo Jima, a small volcanic island, was the key. Defended by over 21,000 Japanese soldiers, the island was fortified with tunnels, bunkers, and artillery hidden beneath the black volcanic sand. The Marines knew this battle would be unlike any other. The battle lasted for 36 days. The Marines faced relentless resistance, enduring brutal conditions and deadly ambushes. But they pressed on, inch by inch, through the blood-soaked sand. And then, on February 23, 1945, after days of grueling combat, 5 Marines and a Navy corpsman raised the American flag atop Mount Suribachi. The moment was captured in an iconic photograph that would become one of the most famous images in history. Admiral Chester Nimitz would later say, "Uncommon valor was a common virtue." The bravery and sacrifice of the Marines at Iwo Jima solidified their place in history. Nearly 7,000 Marines gave their lives, and over 20,000 were wounded. But their victory paved the way for the final push toward Japan. The Marine Corps of today is a highly adaptable, technologically advanced force that continues to uphold its long-standing tradition of being the first to fight. While its roots are in amphibious warfare, modern Marines operate in a variety of combat environments, from counterinsurgency in the Middle East to humanitarian missions around the world. The world is changing, and so is the Marine Corps. Let's take a closer look at its current structure and key operations. The Marine Corps operates under the Department of the Navy, but it functions as an independent branch. It is organized into 4 major components: the Fleet Marine Force, the Marine Corps Reserve, the supporting establishment, and the Headquarters Marine Corps. The Fleet Marine Force, FMF, is the main combat force, deployed across the world to respond to crises, conduct amphibious operations, and support allied nations. The FMF is further divided into Marine Expeditionary Units, MEUs, which are highly mobile and self-sustaining forces capable of responding to conflicts within hours. The Marine Corps Reserve provides additional manpower during large-scale conflicts, ensuring that the Corps has the necessary personnel to sustain long-term operations. The supporting establishment consists of training facilities, logistics, research and development, and other essential services that keep the Marine Corps operational. Finally, the Headquarters Marine Corps oversees policy, strategy, and coordination at the highest level, ensuring that the Marine Corps is ready for any future challenges. The Marine Corps' motto, "First to Fight," remains as true today as it was in 1775. Modern Marines are deployed worldwide to conduct operations ranging from full-scale combat to disaster relief. Let's take a look at some of their key missions. Counterterrorism. Since 9/11, the Marine Corps has played a leading role in combating terrorist organizations such as Al-Qaeda and ISIS. From the mountains of Afghanistan to the deserts of Iraq, Marines have conducted precision strikes, cleared enemy strongholds, and trained local security forces. Humanitarian aid and disaster relief. Marines are often among the first to respond to natural disasters, providing emergency medical aid, food, and security to affected regions. After the 2011 earthquake and tsunami in Japan, Marine units were deployed as part of Operation Tomodachi to assist in rescue and relief efforts. Pacific deterrence. As tensions rise in the Indo-Pacific region, the Marine Corps plays a crucial role in deterring aggression. With forward deployed forces in Okinawa, Hawaii, and Guam, they are ready to respond to any potential threats in the region. The battlefield is evolving, and so is the Marine Corps. With advancements in technology, cyber warfare, and new global threats emerging, the Marines must continue to adapt. The Marine Corps is investing in next-generation weaponry, enhanced amphibious capabilities, and integrated cyber and space operations to ensure it remains the world's premier fighting force. The Marine Corps has always been the few, the proud. From the beaches of Iwo Jima to the battlefields of modern warfare, they have upheld their legacy with honor and determination. And as the world changes, one thing remains constant. The Marines will always be ready to fight and win.